Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank each of you for being here today. Very disturbing information. Just as a general rule, what would you say is the average time it takes to receive a FOIA response? Is there any average or any way of determining that?
If they could, it'd be years. To sue, it's
all right, so you're saying average would be years?
A lawsuit may get you documents in less than a year.
Okay, Ms. Mitchell.
I have so many clients who could paper a room with letters from Ms. Higley from the IRS. She generates those letters. She's a very nice person, and at least she'll generate these fake dates every 90 days. You get another letter. You get another letter.
Would you say years?
Years. This has been going on years.
Okay, Mr. Jones.
Varies agency by agency. The longest national security record has is over 2 decades.
Mercy. Ms. Garcia.
Usually clients, before they come to me, it's 2 to 3 years in a lawsuit.
Okay, Mr. Rodman.
Part of the problem is there's 2 separate averages. So for cases where the documents are politicized, it's far more than the 20 days. And then for run-of-the-mill cases, it's less.
Okay, Ms. Weissman.
Months to years.
Okay. So far beyond the 20 days. I mean, in fact, it is an extreme situation that the law is actually followed. Mr. Fenton, let me go back to you. Do you believe that there is an attempt by agencies to obstruct? Is the word obstruction too strong?
No, it's not the case. It's not too strong, particularly with the IRS and the State Department. That's knowing and willful conduct that rises to a criminal level, in my view. The General Counsel of the IRS was there during the IRS attacks on the Tea Party, and he's there guiding the document response into that very scandal.
All right, so you absolutely use the word obstruction is taking place.
Criminal obstruction.
Criminal obstruction. All right, so would you go so far as to say that we are potentially facing a constitutional crisis if, just say FOIA requests are regularly denied? We've got some constitutional issues potentially in the making.
Well, not only do you have that vis-a-vis the executive branch and the citizenry, but you have it with the interbranch relations as well, so yes.
Okay. Ms. Fenton, let me go to you. You stated a moment ago that you were told by an agency official that if you scrutinize the government, that the government will scrutinize you, I believe.
Yeah, that was during
That
was during a discussion about an IRS audit. It was an IRS official who told us that.
Okay, unbelievable. All right, so does that mean that the IRS considers a FOIA request government scrutiny?
Oh, for sure, for sure.
All right, so the IRS would look at a FOIA request as an attempt by an individual or a group to scrutinize the government, and therefore they are worthy of retaliation.
I believe there have been retaliatory audits for activities of groups that are opposed to either this administration or prior administrations, yes.
All right. Well, Ms. Fenton, let me go to you. I believe then you said that you personally got involved in this whole thing because of people you're now representing who were scrutinized by the government. All right. Specifically, or is that IRS, or are there other agencies?
It's both.
Both what?
Both. I have one client who actually testified before a subcommittee of this committee in the last Congress, and when she filed applications for exempt status for 2 Tea Party groups within a very short period of time, she was visited personally by the IRS. Her business was visited twice by the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms. Her business was suddenly audited by OSHA. I included, the FBI came 7 times. I mean, this is a woman who had been living her life for quite a long time with none of that government interest in her or her family.
So connecting the dots is undeniable, in your opinion?
Certainly seems more of a coincidence.
Okay. If it's not already been stated, could you provide that evidence to this committee?
Yes.
Has that already been submitted?
It has been in the last Congress. I'm more than happy to provide it again.
All right. Thank you for that. Ms. Garcia, let me end my time with you. You stated just a moment ago that the DHS, I believe, you mentioned specifically, has the attitude that absolutely their attempt is to avoid fulfilling FOIA requests rather than meet those requests. Is that right?
Absolutely. In fact, the DHS FOIA chief said I was the Kerry Washington of FOIA, that if somebody needed a request, they knew where to get it handled. Who would say that? I mean, that's like a scandal. That's like a TV show.
Would you submit that evidence to this committee?
Absolutely.
Thank you very much, and I yield back.